use strategies. So today we're going to talk about a strategy that we have touched on before. So we're going to look back and review a little bit about a strategy. And our strategy today is question-answer relationships. Okay, let me look through my notes. My goodness, good teachers use strategies too, don't they? Good teachers do that. They have to know everything that's going on. So, you know what? I forgot what was on the menu for lunch today. Is there a place in the classroom, in text, that we could find out what is for lunch today? Miss Lynch, can you help me out, please?
I can, Ms. Benfer, because you see, I have a lunch menu right here. And right on here, right on the text, it says that it's bow ties with marinara sauce.
Thank goodness now we know, because it's right there in the text. It's right. We didn't even have to think about that. We went right back into the reading. We found our answer. Okay, wait, now I have to really start teaching. So we're going to talk about, remember, our question-answer relationship. Uh-oh. I'm worried. I'm worried about who's going home, who is going home on G3 today. But what if the students didn't remember? Where would I find that?
Mrs. Benfer, you really have to start focusing and teach, because we have everything right here listed on the wall. G3 is Rhea every day.
Oh my gosh, right there. Question again. Right, she found it right in the text again. That Miss Lynch, she's sharp. Okay, no, I'm really going to start the lesson now. I'm absolutely starting the lesson now. Okay, I just thought of something else. I just thought of where does Group A go for special tomorrow? Where could I find that? If all of them weren't here, Miss Lynch, where am I going to find that?
Again,
not
wall of all the information you could possibly need.
I need to know when. I'm teaching math today. I totally forgot. I have to think about everything. When am I teaching math today? Is there some text that tells us that?
Yes.
Oh,
right
don't
here.
tell me it's right there.
Right here. Math is at 10 o'clock, Mrs. Benfer. Every day, right
Again.
here.
Oh my goodness. So Miss Lynch, you just did 1, 2, 3, 4 right there questions, and you answered them looking right in the text. Excellent. That is excellent. Good readers. Okay? Good readers use strategies. Good teachers have to use strategies too. Did you ever see a question like that on an assessment where it just says who and gives you the question? What, where, when, how? A lot of times that's a clue word to tell you that it's a right there question. And if you're asked that question, you're going to look right back into the text. But you know what else you can do? When you're reading along, you can ask yourself right there questions. As you're reading through, okay, we can ask ourselves right there questions. Okay. Let's see, but wait a minute. Now I really better start teaching. I have another anchor chart on the board today, and it says an on my own question. I wonder why there's a bubble over this young lady's head. I wonder why. Let me see. Let me think about that for a minute. And on my own question.
Mrs. Benfer,
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for that I can point to for you.
Oh, you don't. So
No.
I have to think about that on my own. I have to think about that. And as a good reader, a great strategy to use when you're reading is to think of on my own questions. I wonder why. What would have happened if? That might not right be in the text because you're coming up with your own question. Do you think it was right for? Think about some things on the adventure that we've been reading about this week to the North Pole. There were some things that they did. What would have happened if something changed? What would have happened if the two men? Think about that. Wow. Oh, yeah, that might have happened. And why would? So when you're going along, you may ask yourself on my own questions. And you're using your prior knowledge, things that you're interested in, things that you know a lot about, and you're going to use them to come up with questions. Because good readers don't just rush through the text, they do a close read, right? A lot of times we use our Post-it notes, you jot down things in our reading notebook, and you do a close read, and you ask yourself questions as you read, okay? What I'm asking you to do today, this is a passage from, Maddie, where's this passage from? It's from Race to the North Pole. This is a subheading and one of the sections of the story that you've been reading. Excellent. So you're familiar with this story, and sometimes when you read something a second, a third, a fourth time, you really get a deeper understanding of it. Following questions, then write R to the right if it's a right there question. See if it's a right there question. So you're going to use the reading passage, and you're just going to answer those 3 simple questions on the bottom. And this is something you've read before. I'm looking for what Ms. Lynch is looking for if you understand the strategy. So today I do not need you to answer in complete sentences. Answer the question and then follow the second direction. I bet some of you could answer this without even looking back, but... Oh, I saw somebody underline where the answer was. That's a good clue that it's a right there question. What does it say to do here? Right? No, I don't know. If it is a right there question. Oh, good. Oh, think about how the question starts. If you're having trouble figuring it out, if it's a right there or an on your own question. Excellent. All right, do me a favor. Hold up the number of fingers of how many right there questions you found. Hold up the number of fingers. Just doing a spot check. Jimmy, there weren't that many questions. Okay, good. You got it. Sorry. You were confusing me for a minute. Just doing a spot check. Rhea, I don't see your fingers. Daniel, how many questions? Daniel, watch. Stop for a second. Okay, 1, 2. We're right there. Can you hold up 2 fingers? Just hold up 2. Good. Rhea, how many? 2. All right, hands down. Did I miss anyone? Did anyone find more than 2 or less than 2? Excellent. So I think you have a great understanding of this. Which is easier, right there or on your own questions? This is an opinion question. So what do you think, Evelyn?
Right there.
Right? You like the right there is better?
I would have to go with on my own
Why?
because you can kind of make up your own answer.
Okay, as long as it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Right? Excellent. Rhea,
Right there.
you like the right there. Why?
Because I like to tell you.
Oh, it kind of just tells you the answer. These are the simple ones, right? They're right there. What do you think, Maddie?
I like them both because one is you can't get it wrong and the other is just right there.
Perfect. All right, hands down for a minute. I'm going to ask you about our learning target today. If our learning target today was, I can use right there and on my own questions to understand and have better comprehension in reading, thumbs up if you say yes to our learning target, and thumbs down if you think, I really don't understand this. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Oh, I love it when I see somebody say, be honest. Thumbs up. Carly, that's honest. Carly, that's great because we're going to have some extra practice. I love that halfway in between. That means I have to do something else. Perfect. Many of you feel very strong in this. I'm going to leave this anchor chart up right now. If I have a question where the answer is right in the text, it's called a?
Right there.
Oh, I love it.
There we go.
If I have a question, I'm thinking again, you're answering together. If I have a question where I have to think of it in my head, it's called a? On my own. On my own question. Excellent. Okay. This morning, we are starting our reader's workshop.
Okay, today we are going to be writing in our notebook, and I'm going to be asking you guys a question, and we're going to work together to come up with an answer to that question. Okay, but today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be using pictures to help us answer a question. I have pictures for each side of my table. You four are going to share those. Mikey, you might want to scooch around so you can see. You three are going to share these pictures. Before we start anything, I want you all to take a minute and look at the pictures. See what's going on in them. Think about the story that we've read this week. Race to the North Pole. We've talked about how Matthew Henson and Robert Peary made the first expedition to the North Pole, right? These pictures are from another book. It's called Over the Top of the World. Before we start writing, I want you guys to tell me, what are parts of the paragraph that we need to have? What's the first thing you need to have in your paragraph? Rhea?
Like a topic sentence.
Our topic sentence. Good.
Yeah.
What do you have to have after you have your topic sentence? Oh goodness, Cal and Rhea are my only ones. Dave, what do you think?
Like something for the topic.
What do we call those things that we put into a paragraph to support our topic?
Supporting sentence.
Supporting sentences or supporting everybody? Details. Good. So now we need our details. Now, our paragraph that we're writing is going to be about these pictures. How many pictures are there? How many pictures do you have in front of you? Annie? There's 4 pictures. Do you think you should only have one detail?
No. You
Jesse?
should have at least 4.
Why at least 4?
Because there were 4 pictures.
So what does that mean? You should have one detail per
Picture.
Right, so I'm going to put in parentheses here that we're going to have 4. Right, Daniel? We're going to have 4 details. After we have our 4 details or more, right? What do we put in? We're going to take 5 minutes, look through your pictures, and talk about some obstacles that you had. While you're talking about your obstacles, I want you to write in your notebook one sentence for each picture that was an obstacle. Did I? What do you think was a hardship or an obstacle or something? Yeah, so it's talking about the lightning that moving the sleds are different.
I know what they are.
To look up here. Okay. We have our question. Our question is, what hardships do you see in the picture? We're going to come up with a topic sentence together because we said that was the first thing we need, right? You need a topic sentence. How are we going to start our topic sentence? Because I'm going to fill in my details there. Is this a good topic sentence? Does this start off my paragraph? Does it tell what I'm going to be writing about? Cal, does it tell what I'm going to be writing about? Some hardships that the explorers faced on. What am I going to be writing about, Cal?
Some hardships that the explorers faced.
Yeah. Do I give any details yet?
No.
No, because what am I going to give next?
You're gonna give your details.
I'm going to give my details next. I want everybody to write this down in your notebook. And I want you to add your details and your own concluding sentence.
Getting ready. I don't see anyone at word study. No, we can stay word study. Reader's notebook. Deanna, go to your spot. Yep, it's what you're working on. Your What do you think this book may be about today? What do you think, Rhea?
About how they survived in the war.
Right. Does anyone recognize a word on the front cover that has to? Oh, all of you, a fantastic, Cal. Inuit. And Dave, where did that word come from? That's a tricky word to say.
It came from the reading text.
It came from another story that you've been reading. Fantastic. Oh, we have tundra. Can you say that together with me? Tundra. Insulation. Insulation. Wait. Shh. Migrate. Good. You're all pronouncing those correctly. The tundra. Ready? The tundra is a very flat Arctic land that has no trees. Flat, no trees. Can you talk with your partners and think about something to do with the tundra. Think about reading or something that you might be able to talk about related to yourself. So you two talk. And Cal, what was your connection?
Our connection was that when we play Minecraft, it's a game we play, there's a plain biome, and sometimes when you spawn, there's snow covered in it, and there's no trees, nothing, it's just snow. And it's like, it's flat.
It is, and that's. I didn't use biome as a word to help describe this because I wasn't sure if you'd know what that was. But that is a description of an area of our Earth.
You need to know
A tundra.
You need to know what a biome is to say.
To use it. Yeah, that's right, and to use it. Okay. What about insulation? Insulation, okay, is something that's not going to conduct heat. It's going to keep it in. It's going to keep it warm.
Oh, it's like that.
Okay, so I want you to talk with your partners again. This time I want you to use insulation in a sentence. Put you in the sentence, something about you with insulation. And I can think it's as cold as it is outside right now. You should all be able to relate to insulation. So think about that for a minute. Eyes back on me, thank you. Dave and Mikey, think of something with insulation, maybe even related to cold. Okay, so when would you use, when would you use insulation when you're playing hockey? What would your insulation be if you're playing hockey? Okay, what would keep you warm when you're playing hockey?
Oh, like all this stuff.
So your hockey uniform, my hockey uniform, you're on me now, eyes are on me. Your hockey uniform would insulate you and keep you warm. It would give you insulation. Fantastic. And finally, the word migrate.
What does this mean?
Migrate. Migrate.
Oh, it's when the
Listen. Let me define it again. It's to move to a new place due to the seasons. So think about it. Talk about it. I heard birds flying. I heard light bulbs going off over here. Eyes back on me for a minute. Okay. So today in our story, I am going to first model a strategy that I want you to use. And you'll notice in your story, you have green and red cards. I'm going to use Cal's book for 1 minute. I'm going to model. I'm going to, as are you, going to read. And you're going to keep it flat and you're going to read and you're going to look at the pictures, look at the table of contents, read. And when you come to a page where there's a green card, ready? Look up there on the board. Which one of those types of questions has a green star over it? Uh-oh. And even if you don't have to look there, look, Dave, look what I have. We have a right there question.
That's what I was looking at.
And you're going to write it in your notebook. And then keep reading, keep reading. And when you get to a page that has a red marker on it, what do you think you're going to do, Rhea? What kind of question are you going to write? On my own question. All right, during guided reading, I'm going to make sure that you continue to read. I'll be working individually with students that are reading. You may whisper read, so I should be able to hear you whisper reading while I work with my student. Okay, so that's fantastic. Your answer is right there. So it says when now. Ah, I see a when question there too. Do you see it?
In the summertime.
Okay, excellent. So you have actually two you might want to write down.
Where and when.
Where and when, and then continue reading. Annie, did you come up with an on your own question yet? You didn't? Would you like a little help? I'll help you do it. Excellent.